Hello world, it's your girl Princess Fee. I am the creator of Love Clearly, and we are back at it again with another episode of Road to Higher Self. So today's message is claim your future. Claim your future. That is the message that I am here to spread today, here and now. Now, there are 3 tips that we can all use to implement our stance in what we are claiming for the future that we want. So tip number 1 would be to make a decision. Decide what you want, okay? Decide. There was a moment in my life, and I'm just quickly getting into this video because I just want to leave a disclaimer. I am re-recording this content here because the first time around, a lot of things were not the way I wanted. The mic was banging against my crystal and it was just very staticky. No one wants to listen to that. So I'm just quickly going over my tips here and touching on a few points. So let's just flow right into it. So again, tip number 1 is to make a decision. I found myself last year, let's say around June-ish, I found myself at a place where it was like a crossroads. I was working a good 9 to 5. On paper, everything looked perfect. Everything looked wonderful, how it's supposed to be, amazing. But I found myself very unsatisfied, very much sitting there like, this is it? Like, this is what I'm supposed to be for the next 30, 40, 60 years of my life? Like, this can't be it. Like, and it was the same energy I felt multiple times at my 9 to 5s, multiple times. It's not the 9 to 5 itself that's making me unsatisfied, but it's me not living up to my truth, me not living in my potential that has me feeling flustered. So I saw myself at this crossroads where, 1, I could pick the 9 to 5 journey. I could stick to what I know. I can go down this pathway of growing. It could have eventually turned into my own business, but it still would have been under another name. It would never actually be mine personally with my stamp on it. And then there's this other avenue that's very dark. I can't really see what's down it. I do know for certain that my dreams are at the end of it, but I can't make my way through it. I don't know what's going on in there. I know one side, I don't know the other side. I had to come to a point in my life where I was like, what is my decision that I'm making? What am I deciding? Do I want to go for all that, or do I want to go for all that I already know and stay in my comfort and live this life that is repetitive until I'm old enough to, I guess, spend time traveling or invest in myself or whatever the case is? Or I can pick this other avenue that I can't really see what's happening at the beginning. I don't know what my next step looks like, but I know for certain that my dreams, my true happiness, the fulfillment within myself that I can find by going for my dreams, that makes it all worth it. So I had to make a decision. And once you make that decision, it makes your path a lot more clear. It makes it where, because you've already made this decision to go for what you want and to go for the dreams and the lifestyle that you've had in your brain or your mind or whatever for however long, you get to a point where it's like, okay, now that I've made this choice, I can't be mad or feel any type of ways about things that are happening, or I can't get mad about things that are happening that are pushing me onto that pathway. I have to understand this is where I want it to be, so here I am showing up for myself, showing up for what I am here to do. And when you make that decision and you decide what you want, that is the best step, that first, acceptance of where you are going, that takes you into step number 2. Tip number 2 that I would love for everybody to truly understand is to plan for your 24 hours. Plan only for 24 hours ahead. What I've come to realize that is the bigger your dream is, and if you're anything like me where you can plan till you're blue in the face, you can plan. But when time comes to execute, you have so much going on, you're just like, you know what? Let me not. Like, you know what? Let me do it tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. And then before you know it, tomorrow turns into almost a whole decade. Almost a whole decade later of you just saying tomorrow. there's no more tomorrow, baby. All we have is here and now. And when I'm planning, I've learned that I have to plan on a 24-hour basis. If I go anything beyond that, I find myself feeling anxiety. And I come from a lifestyle where my anxiety would turn into a panic attack. And my panic attack would literally have me so out of body that sometimes I'm literally like fighting to even catch my breath. And that is a lifestyle I no longer resonate with nor want to have back in my life. And because I still have these big goals and big aspirations that I'm going for, I have to be able to do this on a long-term thing. I have to be able to find tools that's going to help me along my journey, that's going to help empower me instead of disempower me, instead of have me feeling flustered and going out into the world not confident and not secure within myself. So planning every 24 hours, it just helps you to see what you want in a better light. 24 hours is it's not even your full 24 hours because you still have to sleep. If you have a child, you still have to tend to your child. If you have anything outside of yourself that you have to do, whether it's work or whether it is doing something for your family, your friends, whatever the case is, that still comes into play. This is 24 hours, meaning what do you want to accomplish in this day? I know for myself, there's a few things I want to accomplish every day. When I first lost my job, I'm on week 3 now of me not having my job. I think it was week 3. Yeah, because I lost it, I believe, March 16th. And we just went into April. So it might be like 3 or 4 weeks into me being in this self-employed empowerment status, right? And the first 2 weeks was me just writing. I was getting my screenplay done. I got my children's book done. I got this situated. I was just writing, getting things out there, putting in certain things in place. Now for these last 2 weeks, I've been really more so focused on my content that I'm creating. And I had to do that because yes, I was doing the video and audios for myself, but then I got to a point where I'm like, no, Felicia, the gems that you're dropping, the things that we are learning, the things that we are expanding into, it should not just be only for me. It should be for whoever's open to it. So I changed it and I started telling myself I can't do my recordings for myself anymore. Like I have to legit do it either something for Instagram or something, not Instagram, oh my gosh, sorry. Something for YouTube or something for my podcast, but something that's going to go out on the internet that anybody can look back on. I'm still going to watch my stuff again, but at least I'm able to look back and see or at least other people are able to look back and see my journey and see what they can implement in their own life. And what I've realized is that I had my moments of writing and I have my moments of my content creating. Now I'm in the process of blending the two, where as I make my schedule that better suits me and my daughter, it's going to be a flow where I'm able to accomplish various things before my 24 hours are up. Now, right now, what I've realized is I have, in my 24 hours, there's certain things that have to be done in order for me to start my new 24 hours, which is get my video recorded and posted, get my audio recorded and posted, get 3 hours of writing done, whether it's half an hour morning, half an hour at night, an hour each every quarter of the day, whatever the case is. But regardless, there's certain things that have to be done before my 24 hours can expire. And when you do that, and you plan for every 24 hours, it pretty much heightens the momentum that you're already on of getting things done. When you look at the smaller task and you look at little things that can help you along your way for your bigger goals, it makes the stepping stones a lot smoother. And it's not as much of a leap to get to the next one. You're just flowing step to step to step. And again, when you have big dreams, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but as I already mentioned the disclaimer, I am re-recording, so certain topics I already touched on, so I'm not sure if I said it yet or not. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep flowing because here we are walking on this road to our higher self, and sometimes we have to recap various things. So I don't know if I already mentioned, but when you have those big dreams, you must put in smaller goals to help you get there, because if you focus only on the big goals, that's when anxiety has the potential to set in. And when anxiety comes in, it can fester into something so uncontrollable that I would never recommend anyone setting themselves up for failure. Failure is inevitable, but that doesn't mean you must set yourself up for it. So that is tip number 2. Plan for every 24 hours and to know that if your dreams are big, you have to accompany it with small goals in order to get to where you're wanting to go gradually. Tip number 3 is to trust in divine flow. Trust in divine flow. Just like how there's all these ways of life, there's all these universal laws, there's so much that happens out there. There's even this saying of change is inevitable, life happens, whatever anybody's words are for their lifestyle. I have come to realize that everything in my world is all divinely planned, and divine isn't everything, because whether you have a religion or a higher power or anything outside of yourself, there is still a grand scheme of things that is happening here. And some things really just happen. Not all, some things. All things happen for a reason. You just have to be open to seeing the why and putting something beautiful on there. And I kind of touched on this on the first recording I did that just ended up being like a fail. But I mentioned the fact that when you are trusting in divine flow, and you know that everything that you are doing has a bigger purpose, you get to a point where you figure out your whys of life. Your why you're doing something, your why you want something, or why you are the way you are, why you want to change, your whys. When you not only have your whys, but you can sprinkle it with a positive aspect and a beautiful way that gives you excitement, it turns this anxiety that can easily become something negative to excitement that is full of positive energy. And with divine flow and trusting in the fact that everybody was placed here for a reason, everyone's dharma, in my world, what I believe is dharma is something we all must figure out before we can evolve into where we want to be. And when it comes to your dharma, that's just figuring out your why. Once you know your why, you can accomplish so much. But at the same time, you can also look at your accomplishments in a better light so that you're able to sustain that better energy. And I mentioned in the last recording, which I am going to do it again, this one, just not the shuffling part, only because I've already shuffled and this is what we got, and I'm just going to share it again. But a quick recap of what my message is of today, which is follow. Yesterday's message was follow through. Today's message is to claim your future. Claim your future, claim what you want, claim the life you desire. My 3 tips to getting there is 1, make a decision, decide what you want and go for it. 2, plan every 24 hours, make it smaller no matter how big that dream is, that way you can sustain the good energy. And 3, trust in divine flow. Know that everything happens for a reason, and it is up to you to find out your whys, sprinkle something beautiful on it, and make it great. And I did want to share, I am going to share an oracle message in my practice of my spirituality, and you will see it on my Love Clearly Spiritual Instagram. I practice divination. I use the tools around me in life to help me understand what my guides are wanting me to hear. This deck I'm using is called the Wild Muse deck. I didn't show this in the first one, so this is maybe like a little surprise, but at the base, usually just shows like a core value. At the base, we have hidden in plain sight. So this is just basically saying that like everything you want out of life is already there for you. You just have to be willing to get up and go for it. I did shuffle for this card, but I'm not shuffling again because this is still relevant. What came out was trust in your intuition. Trust in the fact that you know what you need to do, you know where you have to go, and you know what you want out of life. And by trusting in yourself, trusting in your intuition, trusting in your flow, doors that you can't even imagine are being unlocked. And this deck is called the Wild Muse deck. I will tag the author of this deck, the person who actually produced it. She is a really successful YouTuber, and I just love this deck. It's literally my favorite deck that I have, and I just want to share it as far as an oracle message, something that I'm going to do every single recording. Last recording I had it here, but I definitely forgot to share it, and that's something I am going to incorporate going forward. So if you want to find me anywhere outside of this channel, My personal Instagram is _princessv_. My spiritual Instagram account is love.clearly, clearly spelled CLAIRELY. I also have a podcast that is streaming on major platforms, and this podcast is Love Clearly. Again, clearly is spelled CLAIRELY. And then I also have my TikTok that I'm still in the process of getting up and running, which will all be under Love Clearly. The only thing that has a bit of a difference is the spiritual Instagram account, because the original name was already taken, but hopefully one day I can get it back, or I can get it from someone. But it is love.clearly. Find me wherever you want to find me. I hope that this message finds you in a timeless manner, where no matter where you're at, no matter where I'm at, you can still find ways to resonate with this message. It's probably a lot shorter than the first video I recorded for this topic, because I've just already touched on things that I want to touch on, and it was a better flow. So hopefully, you're rocking with me, you're resonating, you're enjoying this message that I'm sharing. I definitely want to send peace, love, happiness, health, and wellness to all that is finding me, or all that is around this world. I definitely am here to spread nothing but personal empowerment, all with growth and evolvement. So again, my name is Princess V. This is Love Clearly, and we'll see each other again. You have yourself a wonderful day, a wonderful journey, and I'll see you on the next Road to Higher Self. Bye.